Hi, this is Miss Lee for Miss Lee Reads, and today I'm reading Chapter 5 of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And Chapter 5's title is The Whomping Willow. What can you infer? The Whomping Willow, do you see a picture of that? It's not a weeping one, but it's a whomping one. And today I changed my background and my glasses because of the fact that, one, I decided to paint this morning. So if you see lots of dots all over me, it's because I painted the ones on my face and the chest I took off. And also because I'm painting those walls. And I couldn't find those readers. So I just put these, my other peepers readers, my Oprah readers. All right, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So, I like this. It's kind of cozy. I think it's so mine too. Okay, the Whomping Willow. The end of the summer vacation came too quickly for Harry's liking. He was looking forward to getting back to Hogwarts, but his month at the Burrow had been the happiest of his life. It was difficult not to feel jealous of Ron when he thought of the Dursleys and the sort of welcome he could expect next time he turned up on Privet Drive. On their last evening, Mrs. Weasley conjured up a sumptuous dinner that included all of Harry's favorite things, ending with the mouth-water trickle pudding. Fred and George rounded off the evening with a display of filibuster fireworks. They filled the kitchen with red and blue stars that bounced from ceiling to wall for at least half an hour. Then it was time for their last mug of hot chocolate in bed. It took a long while to get started next morning. They were up at dawn, but somehow they still seemed to have a great deal to do. Bing! Please excuse the background noise. My son is like in between classes and is in the kitchen. Okay. Mrs. Weasley dashed about in a bad mood looking for spare socks and quills. People kept colliding on the stairs, half dressed with bits of toast in their hands, and Mr. Weasley nearly broke his neck, tripping over a stray chicken as he crossed the yard carrying Jenny's trunk to the car. Harry couldn't see how 8 people, 6 large trunks, 2 owls, and a rat were going to fit into one small Ford Anglia. He had reckoned, of course, without the special features that Mr. Weasley had added. "Not a word, Molly," to Molly, he whispered to Harry as he opened the trunk and showed him how it had been magically expanded so that the luggage fitted easily. When at last they were all in the car, Mrs. Weasley glanced into the back seat where Harry, Ron, Fred, Georgie, and Percy were all sitting comfortably side by side, and said, "Muggles do know more than we give them credit for, don't they?" She and Jenny got into the front seat, which had been stretched so it resembled a park bench. "I mean, you'd never notice this really from the outside, would you?" Mr. Weasley started up the engine, and they trundled out of the yard, Harry turning back for a last look at the house. He barely had time to wonder when he'd see it again when they were back. George had forgotten his box of filibuster fireworks. 5 minutes after that, they skidded into a halt in the yard so that Fred could run in for his broomstick. They had almost reached the highway when Jenny shrieked that she left her diary. By the time she had clambered back into the car, they were running very late and tempers were running high. Mr. Weasley glanced at his watch and then at his wife. "Molly, dear, now, Arthur, no one would see this little button here is an invisibility booster I installed. That'd get us up in the air. Then we'd fly above the clouds. We'd be there in 10 minutes, and no one would be any wiser." "I say no, Arthur. Not in broad daylight." They reached King's Cross at 11:15. Mr. Weasley dashed across the road to get trolleys for their trunks, and they all hurried into the station. Harry had caught the Hogwarts Express the previous year. The tricky part was getting onto platform 9 3/4, which wasn't visible to the Muggle eye. What you had to do was walk through the solid barrier dividing platforms 9 and 10. It didn't hurt, but it had to be done carefully, so that none of the Muggles noticed you vanishing. "Percy goes," said Mrs. Weasley, looking nervously at the clock overhead, which showed they had only 5 minutes to disappear casually through the barrier. Percy strode briskly forward and vanished. Mr. Weasley went next. Fred and George followed. "I'll take Jenny, and you two come right after us," Mrs. Weasley told Harry and Ron, grabbing Jenny's hand and setting off. In the blink of an eye, they were gone. Oh, I also live with a dog who's upset with something outside the window. Sorry. All right. Marley, let's go together. We've only got a minute, Ron said to Harry. Harry made sure that Hedwig's cage was safely wedged on top of his trunk and wheeled his trolley around to face the barrier. He felt perfectly confident this wasn't nearly as uncomfortable as using blue powder, Both of them bent low over the handles of their trolleys and walked purposely toward the barrier, gathering speed. A few feet away from it, they broke into a run and crash. Both trolleys hit the barrier and bounced backward. Ron's trunk fell off with a loud thump. Harry was knocked off his feet, and Hedra's case bounced onto the shiny floor. And she rolled away, shrieking indignantly. People all around them stared, and a guard nearby yelled, "What in blazes do you think you're doing?" Lost control of the trolley, Harry gasped, clutching his ribs as he got up. Ron ran to pick up Hedwig, who was causing such a scene that there was a lot of muttering about cruelty to animals from the surrounding crowd. "Why can't we get through?" Harry hissed to Ron. "I don't know." Marley stopped. "I don't know." Ron looked wildly around. A dozen curious people were still watching them. And I'm going to hit pause.